Ellie, how about if you share with us how that shift came to be, especially with your new leadership team?
Absolutely. And again, like I think this is so great to just hear different perspectives. And again, I hope you'll hear some themes and some of those patterns, but then also just some of the differences too, because we are a larger school and a larger school district as well. So like I had said, we had to think systemically and strategically and creatively about this huge endeavor. Because it is a whole new set and a whole new pedagogy. And sometimes we know that our teachers can sometimes be hesitant to this. So we knew, and this was so important, and I know Simone had talked about this, that all good things take time. We weren't going to be able to just like throw out project-based learning and have everybody doing it by December. And so we were really strategic and we knew that we had to be incremental with our rollout of project-based learning. So the first thing we did, so as we're talking about resources, we backwards planned. And so what I'm going to tell you is last year, we actually called it our year zero. So that was like our first planning year. We were going to just get started and start that rollout. And what we did the previous year was we started with the end in mind, just like that great backwards planning. And our question was, what did we want all of our students to leave as graduates from our school what do we want them to be able to know and do, right? What is that profile we have that we want all of our students as they leave our middle school to be able to know and do? So we first had that shared power and worked with our teachers at one of our first professional developments of the year to revamp our mission and vision. And it was so amazing because, we had in mind, SEL and culture, and that came out from our teachers. They knew, they had felt it and experienced how we needed to get back and have social, emotional, and culture along with our strong academics. And that rose to the top of our discussion. And that's how we were able to come together and actually say, this is our new and improved vision for our school. So that was our first thing. That was our big backwards plan, right? This is where we want our students to be. Then we were able to move forward from that. From there, as a leadership team, we aligned this new vision to high quality project-based learning. So everything we did was in alignment and was explicitly explained with our teachers. So we explained how high quality project-based learning is with our unified school improvement plan, goes along with our evaluation system, which teachers love, so it actually worked all together and showing that alignment. And it's like, this is not another thing. This is going to help all the things. So then we set high expectations too, but we set realistic ones, right? Because we wanted to have this be incremental. So we set the expectation that all 100% of our teachers would implement one project during the year that would actually be showcased at the end of your exhibition. Woo, that's a good word. So just like Simone had said, like we needed it to go beyond the four walls of the classroom. So this held purpose and accountability for our teachers and our students. So everyone knew, hey, we're going to be delving into some of these projects and we're going to showcase this at the end of the year. And then we were intentional about holding our teachers to those high expectations, but we wanted to make sure we were supporting them the entire way through, modeling of that warm demander of where we care about everybody. If you know Zaretta Hammond, she's amazing, and really just making sure that we have those high expectations and support along the way. So to get our teachers ready, I have to tell you, we used the power of our innovative and early adopter teachers to help gain that traction during that year zero for project-based learning. I don't know how many of you have actually heard of, there's an amazing YouTube video that's called like Lessons Learned from the First Follower. I would highly suggest at the end, go find it because there's a video. It's so cool if you have the opportunity. So the gist is that there are innovators they're like, people are like, oh, wow, I don't know if I can do that. They're looked at skeptically. But then once you have this first follower, those early adopters go along with it, it is just a matter of time before everybody else is going to join in the fun and be a part of this huge collective encompassing project-based learning. So what we did was we made sure that our crew of innovators and early adopters were trained in high quality project-based learning. So we had probably 8 to 10 of our teachers so that they felt good within the framework, felt good about taking those risks. And the best thing was it spread. And so they were talking to one another about the projects. The kids were talking in the hallways about the projects, which was amazing. So then our other teachers started catching on. The other piece was that we made sure our professional development was aligned, again, with our vision, the evaluations, the framework, so that teachers could, again, see that purpose in what we were doing. So that was year 0. Now moving on to this year, which is our year 1, our technical first year. I'm so excited that we were able to get all of our teachers trained in project-based learning. So now, like, we had our first 10, they still took it again and learned something. They're like, wow, it was actually better taking it the second time because they were able to go deeper and revise those first projects. One thing I'm going to say, I hope you learn from any of my mistakes or issues, that we recognized with that first year 0 that we did not ground ourselves enough in the standards. And we had to make sure that our Common Core, our NGSS, were at the core of the project, that those learning goals were right there. And so we made sure that these were front and center, and those were consistently taught and assessed throughout. So it did not become a dessert project, that it actually was that red thread that went all the way through. And then we had a higher expectation where we had teachers who developed and implemented 2 projects, so once each semester. And again, we did that consistent and ongoing professional development that was aligned to the specific strategies. That's another thing that we learned, is that we needed to be able to model the specific strategies for project management, peer feedback, and reflection, so that teachers actually could feel what it was like for that protocol or whatever it was. And then we were able to reflect on how they could modify it to fit their teaching style and their students' needs. I know I just talked a lot at you, but that was really what we had done. And now we're, moving forward. And I'm so excited to be going into ending year 1 and starting year 2.